Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Virtual Flight Diaries. We are here with the DC-3. We're going to be flying to Oshkosh this evening to the Experimental Aircraft Association's AirVenture, one of the largest air shows in the world. It is a bucket list for me to get there in reality, but today we're going to go virtual. And I wanted to share this with you. So we're going to be doing the Note to Airmen flight into Oshkosh that is published by AirVenture, and it's the famous Fisk arrival. And we're going to be flying it in this DC-3, our fully restored 1930s airliner under Pan American Airways. We're going to go and show it off at the air show. So we're here at Gary, Chicago International Airport in East Chicago. We stopped here for some gas, and we're going to finish our last leg, and you guys are going to come along. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to get powered up here. And I got the checklist. So everything is off, battery off, all the lights are off, generators off. Fixtures cut off, throttle cut off, and props full RPM. Okay. So before engine starts, hydraulic shutoff valve open. Nope, that's not the hydraulic shutoff. That is. And then we're gonna pump up the hydraulics. And open up the cowl flaps. All right, and hydraulic shutoff valve closed. Fire extinguisher access door open. Cowl flaps open. Flight controls. Free and clear. Blowers low. Carb heat cold. Propellers high RPM. Throttles closed. Mixture idle cutoff. CPU on. Battery on cart. Interior lights as required. Fuel gauges and quantities checked. Main left. Main right. Auxiliary. And left auxiliary. We have plenty of fuel. And then fuel valves to the respective main tanks. So left engine goes left main, and right engine goes right. You pardon me for a little bit of sniffling because I have some allergies, so hopefully my voice isn't too raspy for you guys. All right, that's the before engine start checklist. So let's fire up the engines. Throttle's 1 inch open. Lean, auto lean. Up the windows. Get some air in here. Master starter on. Right fuel pump. Right engine energize. Prime. Starter. And make it go to auto wrench. That RPM up. 1,000. We're here. Right, so right generator come on and right go up. Oh, left boost. Prime. About 7 seconds. Left energize. Start. Primer, it kicks. And we have 2 good starts. And idle out at 1,000 meters. Okay. After start checklist. Box scores. Battery on, you off. Both generators on, off. Avionics master on. Add the beacon on for start. And then set the altimeters. Gyros are on cage. And start and energize. That's the after engine start checklist. So back to go. Release brake and check brake. So we're a modern restoration, and old-time parts are hard to come by, so pulled the old broken Spurry autopilot out and put the modern. See, this is where the Spurry would have. It's actually a pretty cool rendition. They would have put a little cutout here, kind of block bigger unit. Alright, let's see. I put on T4 Fisk approach. Now we're quite some ways away. although there is no ATC. Okay, we're all started up here. So let's taxi out and take off. This flight's going to be about an hour. And we're going to fly under the Bravo airspace for Chicago O'Hara. And we'll see the city skyline. Chicago. I downloaded the Tweki scenery for Chicago. There's a lot of mixed feelings about it. I think it looks great. This scenery, greatest. Alright, perfect. Get out of here. Taxi view. So this air show is, like I said, one of the largest in the world. It's also a week long, and during that week, Whittman Regional Airport, a fairly small airport in central Wisconsin, becomes one of the busiest air traffic control towers in the world for that week. There'll be expected to be about 660,000 attendees, and it's pretty much a massive airplane convention. Warbirds, home builds, airliners on display, air shows, aerobatics, jet demonstrations for a week long. So this is pretty much what Comic-Con is to comics. This is AirVenture is the airplane. It's big. I don't know if it's going to happen next year. I'd like to go to FS Expo. Maybe the year after that. Definitely one of these. Alright, park brake on. Before takeoff checklist. Comms and autopilot set, so we're going to climb out to 2300. Heater heat, come on. Landing lights, come on. Mission lights, come on. Passing light. Trim set for takeoff. Back, fresh, trim, okay. Propellers higher RPM. Mixtures are in the auto rig position. Torpedoes cold and dark, and cow flaps trail. Or VFR, no ATC, so let's line up. Line up, no flaps needed, take off, close the fire extinguisher. Engine pump selector is in the takeoff position. Lights are on. Bright for daylight. Set our autopilot. Runway heading. And we'll close the windows. All right, tail wheel lock. Let's go. Center line. Looking for a rotation speed of about 100 miles per hour. And here we are, and we're off. Very graceful bird. Alright, let's get some trim in here. We're out on our course. Back to climb power. Select your autopilot. So we're climbing out to 2,300 feet. because the minimum for the Bravo airspace is 3,000. So we're going to be below the Bravo. Out over Lake Michigan here. So we're already in the climb, so we'll bring the power back 39. And RPMs at 5. And we're cruised. We're off, guys. I have a lot of planes that I like in the simulator, but this plane, which was a local legend early on, it was a couple years old, with the ductwork mod, it's awesome. By no means study level, you can certainly run the checklists and just feel like you're flying a 30. It's really good. And even the older setup, the Spurry autopilot, is one of the better versions, and works really well. I did a series called Flying the Line, where I flew a Capital Airways flight route from Buffalo, New York to Baltimore, Washington. And I followed the airline schedule from Capital Airways 47. And that series, I learned to fly this plane. I learned a lot about this plane, and I fell in love with this plane. And I do a lot of my own off-channel flying in this DC-3. Pretty favorite of mine. Highly recommend getting it. You have to get that ductwork mod, because unfortunately airplane heaven, I don't know what's up with that development. They're not, they really short. Putting planes.
FedEx 787, 6,000 feet, and 210 knots, 210 knots.
FedEx 787, heavy approach, roger.
Wait to see chatter. Unfortunately, I wanted to get the ET for Oshkosh. Apparently, there might be some copyright issues with that. What is that? Great scenery from Chicago. But wait, is the designer? The island right there, Old Miggs Field, where every flight sim pilot
FedEx 787 heavy, 783, 4,000.
4,000, FedEx 787 heavy.
was sadly destroyed by the mayor of Chicago in 2003. Unceremoniously,
heavy, turn right
like
hand, 180,
bulldozers in the middle of the night, kind of
Heading on 180,
destroyed.
2,100, FedEx 787.
was a pretty cool airport. If anyone's ever looked at old videos or even flew old flight simulators, prior to
77 heavy, road
2004,
1 Route 9 mile.
we all started at the default airport in this field, with the Sears Tower off in the distance. I started with the Sears Tower looking like a wire picture, 1986. I had to start somewhere. Now I can look at scenery that looks pretty much like the city. Come a long way in flight sim. A little foggy. Still visual, and the weather at Oshkosh.
37, here's clear visual first rank 27 right, maintain 17 just 5 mile final.
Clear for the visual, 27 right, 170 to 5 mile final.
So following the note to airmen, we would listen to about 60 miles out, we'd start the AirVenture ATIS, and would give us all the approach transition. And then we would all go start this conga line of airplane from that transition, heading towards the Fisk called Fisk, town of Fisk. There at Fisk is a makeshift ATC, and that controller will then will give you your approach clearance. There's no return communications, you just monitor the radio. If you answer, you wag your wings. And so they don't even call the call sign. So like our call sign would be like white, blue DC-3, wag your wings. And then we'd wag the wings and they would give us our clearance. So we're going to pretend that the ATIS says the Green Lake transition. That's where we're going to start. And then from there, we're going to fly up along the coast of the lake to a town called Ripon, R-I-P-O-N. And then we're going to follow the railroad tracks up to Fisk. And then from Fisk, we're going to demonstrate the Fisk Avenue approach to runway 36. That's what we're looking at. Meanwhile, this is all going to be done at 120 miles an hour with the gear and flaps set to approach. We'll be nice and slow. You have to stay within a half mile of traffic, or else they'll wave you off. You'll have to go all the way back to the beginning and start over.
180 down to 2,100.
And the way it works is any time you make a mistake, any kind of approach, that they'll wave you off the approach, and you have to follow a return route back to the beginning, and you rejoin the conga line and try it again. Because of all this, especially because if traffic gets really heavy, they have hold points.
3 o'clock, 9
tell you to make sure you have plenty of fuel. So, even though we don't have traffic and don't have ATC, so we're not going to expect any hold points. In following the note to airmen, I loaded up the truck. We have plenty. Alright, so we're in the cruise. So let's get some cruise settings. So our power is set. We're going to set the fuel tanks to our auxiliary. So left engine goes left auxiliary. And right engine goes to the right up. Right? And we will remain in auto red because we're pretty low altitude, so we don't need to lean out the end. And we will close our cowl flaps. Our carburetor temperature is a little low. But everything else looks like we're in the green, so we're good for the trip. Yep, so up here too, landing lights come off. Alright, everything looks good. Now that's a big
Final rest 2899, 5,200, 4,000, heading up on 050.
Metric 2899, approach me.
Lake Michigan's like glass. Must be barely any wind.
Metric 16, contact tower on 8.5.
885, see American 66.
Our flight route is going to take us just outside Milwaukee and Madison airports. And we're going to avoid those Class C airspaces. We're going to be going across one Class E, but that's no problem. Going the Columbus transition, which is our starting point to our arrival. So
That's 58, sir, maintain 2,100, report building site 9 o'clock, 10 miles.
2,100 and go on side, which is 15,000 today.
So Oshkosh this year is expecting like 10,000 airplanes for display. I did download some scenery. There's no real good sceneries for Oshkosh. There's good scenery. But, yeah, I always give credit where, this airport scenery is not my forte. I can't even figure it out. But, so there are a couple guys that have come up with some sceneries for Oshkosh for AirVenture. Pilot Edge runs a thing called SimVenture. Now I hear their scenery is pretty good, and they actually run a week-long hands-on. It's almost like a training thing for pilots to fly in their sim the approaches, run by the actual ATC guy, air traffic controllers, that will be there at AirVenture, so that pilots get orientated as to what to expect in their arrival. It's pretty maddening, actually. If you ever watched some YouTube videos of the Fisk arrival, if you haven't, just go look for something. You'll see it's pretty intense.
5568, you turn inbound.
Yeah, we're turning now, please.
So there are certain times that you can approach the airport. One of them is in the evening. That's why we're doing this a little in the evening time frame. I believe there's a break in the afternoon demonstration. And then you can come in at that time. Otherwise, everybody kind of shows up the weekend before the fly-in. And you can park your plane and camp. You'll see there's a lot of pictures. You'll see a lot of planes parked off the runways with tents underneath the wing. We'll camp out on the airport, which sounds pretty cool, actually. How do people out there like the DC-3? I think it's. Anyone fly that in the sim? Okay. We're going to make our turn up here, and about 23 minutes left of the flight before we get there. So, like right up here is Milwaukee. So you guys have an idea where we're at. And Whittman Regional Airport is along Lake Winnebago. It's surrounded by the towns of Fond du Lac and Oshkosh. There's a seaplane base there on Lake Winnebago. Or seaplane fly-in for the air show. And also, there's another approach for turbines, jets, and warbird that fly a little faster. Called the warbird approach. That comes up the lake. I was looking at that approach, and it seemed pretty easy. So, kind of great. There wasn't any challenge. There wasn't much of a challenge. It seemed like a normal approach. That's why we're doing the Fisk. A little more meat. I'm going to head up to Columbus.
Star 2559, Southing
Get it.
360.
What's our next big
maintain
act?
3000.
Heading 360, descend 3000, Delta 25.
Rock River, water. Yes. Columbus is the entrance. It's 26 miles south of Green Lake, and that's where we'll start our inn, and we'll make our descent down to 1800. Rather than the approach one at 1800 feet. Just pattern out, I believe, for the airport.
Met 299, contact tower 8.5.
Tower now, 85,
CBS 183 has to come maintain 3000.
Pretty good scenery. Visually, Microsoft Flight Simulator is out X-Plane, but I think X-Plane probably has the edge on plane model. But some of them I think are pretty close, but that's a heated topic. X-Plane versus one last thing's in the house. Yes, Douglas DC-3 is a classic World War II plane, but it actually predates World War II. It first flew in the late 30s as an airliner and was requisitioned by the Army for troop transport. It became the C-47, which was made famous by E-Day, carrying all the paratroopers.
Delta 2101 is going to maintain 6000.
It is an absolute classic.
You get 327 heavy, contact the tower 124.
And like I was saying, it's one of my favorites in the center. This model in particular.
CBS 2970 head departure radar contact, club and maintain 10,000, 10,000.
Maintain 10,000, you get 170 heading.
No, my FS chatter isn't reading the frequencies of the plane, so like I said, I can't get any kind of Oshkosh frequency. I was hoping that FS chatter kind of had it running in the background.
American 2624 is going to maintain 3000.
30,000, American 2624.
Oh, I got about 23 minutes. Of course, that doesn't seem to be moving anymore.
Delta 2101, come maintain 4,000.
To maintain 4,000.
Hey, one last thing. Did you catch the takeoff?
Kurt Renner 591, come and maintain 4,000.
4,000.
This is a interesting little office.
Visual press, runway 179.
Weather visual 179.
This doesn't move. So what this is this line, this smaller needle is actually our current heading, and then the double line needle is our heading select. So it's a little different than we're used to in modern aircraft. Ah, that's okay. It was actually uneventful. But I know you like to take off.
So copy at 9039 Lima, maintain VFR 10137. 0137.
So by going this route, we avoid both Milwaukee's airspace and Addison airspace.
Kurt Renner 591, contact tower 124.2, we'll see you.
24 ticketing.
And if you, but I read the actual notice from AirVenture. Those two airspaces won't give ATC flight following due to the amount of traffic, so they kind of like have an agreement on a travel point, and that's why we're heading to the Columbus waypoint. Well, takeoff was one last thing. Takeoff was good, and landing is going to be a little tricky because we're going to do a landing similar to given on the approach clearance into this air show, and there's dots on the runway, and so you'll get a notice from the Fisk intersection controller that says, cleared the Fisk Avenue approach for runway 36, land on or before the orange dot. And it'll be like a blue dot, a red dot, and it's to separate traffic. They actually have planes all landing on the same runway at the same time. So we're going to be doing the yellow dot landing, which is about midfield. And if anyone saw the short that I put out, you could see me actually doing the landing. I wanted to make sure that DC-3 can do this Fisk approach. It can, at least in the simulator. I put a little teaser out.
2117 for UPS, so 2472 heavy.
Alright, so those look good. Our main. Now, we won't need to put our main. We have enough fuel to actually make the trip 3 times, 4 times. I'm not too worried about fuel. But for good measure and good piloting, you want to make sure that you don't have fuel leak. Just do our cruise check. Fuel is good. Hydraulic pressure is good. Everything is in the green. Still on the low, but still in the green. You have to note this is actually miles per hour instead of knots. So 200 miles an hour, we're actually 184 knots across the ground. We're going to come in at about 120 miles an hour approach. This approach be about just under the maximum mark, like 100. 130 knots, like that. And the max airspeed for this approach is 135 knots. The recommended airspeed is 90 knots. We're considered faster airplane can do the approach. They'll see that we're, so the way that works out, you know, as long as we can maintain separation, and they'll see that we're in decent breeze.
6 miles north of New Hope VOR, 3,500. Information uniforms current at Bowman Field, only 24s in use.
Have uniform 24s in use, please.
I'll bring it in on just under 120, just to keep us above our yellow line, which is the single engine maneuverings. Just in case we lose an engine. Don't expect that to happen. Because, well, unfortunately, like I said, this plane is instantly low. Failures.
One 134 Charlie Mike, going to maintain 3,000.
3,000.
Citation 6 Yankee Sierra is going to maintain 3,000. Let me know when to get part-time inside by 12 o'clock, 60 miles.
3,000, and we'll let you know here in 6 Yankee Sierra.
So this actually, this airplane is the Pan Am Clipper Tabitha May, and it is actually a rendition of a real flying DC-3. I believe I read somewhere that one of the developers for PMDB flies DC-3s in real life. Rendazzo, I think his name is, actually flew Tabitha May. This factoid, unconfirmed factoid.
950, left, gonna maintain 6,000, shoot direct racer.
Racer.
I don't understand why PMDG never did a DC-3, considering he's a DC-3 pilot. They always do them like Boeing jet aircraft. The only prop liner they did was the DC-6. Another one that I like.
I will report Pino inbound 70.
Approach hello American 1162 out of 73 out of 6,000.
American 1162, approach 5350, that's the final, going to maintain 3,000.
Send maintain 3,350 heading American 11.
All right, so we passed Rock River and we're almost to Columbus, and we're going to start thinking about setting up this. We want to stay ahead of the plane more so than anything, because things are going to happen a little fast.
On your spot 3 miles from Delta, maintain 2,100 full salvage, your foot ILS 27 right approach.
Once they get going, but we'll have plenty of time to set up.
Right approach, left 25.
The Wisconsin Dairy Farm.
American 1162, turn left heading 330.
330 American 1162.
That'd be cool. You know, we're pretty low. That'd be cool. You know, sitting on your porch, relaxing. C3 fly over your house. I don't know about you, but I'd certainly be eyes skyward with that.
Delta 2559, tower 18.5.
Delta 2559.
Alright, so let's start in too. In a minute, second. So the note, or the notice from the AirVenture booklet that I read is 31 pages. suggests not to rely on GPS navigation when you're on the approach.
American 423 for Charlie.
Let's use visual cues. So we're going to be looking for the lake shoreline, and then when we get to Ripon, we're going to be looking for the railroad tracks on the northeast corner of the city, and we're going to follow them up. Now there's two approaches, so they use runway 36, 18, 27, and 9. So the prevailing winds for Oshkosh currently suggest runway 27 and 36. So the runway 27 approach, the reason I'm not doing that is because it's pretty tight turn into final, and I just don't know if DC-3 can do that. So more than likely they would, I'm assuming they would give an aircraft like us the runway 36, which is the Fisk Avenue. The other approach on a runway 27, that's pretty close to the runway, and the turn in is really tight. But that one you continue following the railroad tracks up to gravel pit. You turn in before that, and that's your downwind. But we're going to be turning base on the Fisk Avenue. And it's an extended base, so we're going to start actually descending. So that we turn in on final, we're actually going to be a very short final. Come in, about 500, 800 feet when we turn in on our final. All right, so we're going to start a shallow descent, 1,800 feet.
American 423 is going to maintain 3,000, turn 20 degrees left.
Because we have some distance. So nice and shallow. And that way we'll hit our entry altitude, and we can spend the rest of the time slowing up. Try to be doing this approaching 100 miles per hour. The C-47, the one last thing said is the C-47 based off of DC-3. I saw C-47 at the Reading Air Show, and the sound of it flying overhead was absolutely amazing. The C-47 is the military cargo version of DC-3. Yes. When the airlines were conscripted, the military took all the DC-3s and converted them to C-47. Yep. And I've also heard a DC-3 at air show. Was at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Air Show back when I was a kid. And yes, the sound of those radial engines. I mean, you just gotta love the sound of a radial engine. There's nothing like it.
American 11, shoot flight heading 300 on the low flight, that's 27 right.
300 heading to join the localizer 27 right, American 11.
checklist. Now, so
American 423 at 3,000, total 170 knots.
At 3,000, slow to 170 knots, start 423.
they're bringing the manifold pressure back. We're slowing ourselves up. Try not to run into the wind power turbines.
Speed mile 6149, contact Indy Center 126.36.
126.37 for Piedmont 6149.
Clear. Didn't see those. Nothing like being a couple hundred feet above of them. Alright, the manifold pressure back. So, following the notes, they want to make sure your checklists are all done. I'm going to start redoing that. Approach briefing is complete. Any data is confirmed. Don't need any ILS frequencies. Blowers will be low. Put our landing lights on so we are very visual. This would be a conga line of plane.
Heading 02, zero to intercept the localized Skywest 428.
Landing checklist. So tanks will be on main. Get that going. Here's auto red. They are. Heartbeat is cold and locked. Blowers are low. Hydraulic fuel flow selector. Takeoff position. We do that later. Landing lights are on. Fuel control. And our tail wheel locked. Landing. Oh, landing checklist. Engine. Yeah.
Miles from car, maintain 2,500 till 1,000. Final approach, force third on FD 0.35 approach. Maintain 2,500 feet until established. Cleared. RNAV Yankee 235 left approach, Skywest 4028.
There's the lake. Green Lake. I'm going to turn in using the GPS, and then we're going to switch over
4607, 2 miles from Robert, maintain 4,000.
heading home.
35 left approach, 170 or greater to
So
Cardinal.
that head up.
Established 170 to Cardinal, cleared ILS 35 left, return 4607.
Stage flaps. But also gear down. Kind of slow it down. tank. Eyeball and boom. So right now we'd be monitoring the Fisk approach.
At or above 4,000, cleared ILS
To
335 right approach.
the
Pegasus at or above 4,000, right approach 5.
traffic going in. We would get ourselves all lined up. And then we would be on visual separation. We wouldn't talk to the ATC unless we had an emergency. Gear down, the throttle.
American 1152, your 4 from Delta, maintain 2,100, still south from all localizer. Put ILS 27 right approach 170 knots, still 5 mile final.
270, 300 to join, clear for the ILS 27 right, American 11.
So we're heading hold. And we just fly up along the lake. The town of Whittman is past the lake. That's where we'll pick up the railroad track.
American 423, turn left lane 360.
Left turn 360, American 423.
All right. Sorry, I'm just concentrating a little bit here. I'm talking.
American 1152, tower 1825.
85, have a good day.
All right, so there's the town of Ripon. We'll head for that railroad track. There'll be a plane in front of us and a plane behind us, all maintaining the separation. Another thing is, if I couldn't maintain separation speed, I am allowed to climb up to 2,300, but I can be above.
Skywest 4072, turn 20 degrees right, start slowing to 170 knots.
20 degrees right, start slowing to 170, Skywest
Skip.
422.
American 423, just going to maintain 2,100.
2,100, American 423.
All right, so we approach Ripon. So there's the road heading out. It's Oshkosh. Railroad track parallel the road. Not too sure if Microsoft Flight Simulator has rendered them good. Well, if they look like railroad track. So the hold point, so you know, so would be Green Lake back there, and the hold point is actually fly around the outer edge of the lake. The other hold point, new this year, is this lake right here. Fly around that. So there's the railroad track. So we're going to turn liners.
Left turn 300, join the localizer 27 right, American 423.
Good. All the little railroad track. This here.
From Johnson, maintain 2,100 south from the localizer. Input ILS 27 right approach 170, not still 5 mile final.
Alright, we'll intercept the localizer, maintain 2,100, still established, and maintain 170 knots to 5 mile final, American 423.
American 423, contact tower 18.5.
18.5, tower American 423, thank you.
Pilot off. Will it be like Pan Am DC-3, wag your wing. Wag, you're cleared. Fisk Avenue approach, runway 36, on or before the yellow dot.
Skywest 4072, turn right heading 240, normal plaza.
Right heading 240, normal plaza, yes, 4072.
Head out along Fisk Avenue. The other approach would be to follow that up with the gravel pit. But pretty hard to tell.
That was 4072 over Morton, maintain 2,100 till south from the localizer, set ILS 27 right approach, maintain 170 knots, still 5 mile final.
We're at here.
Established, cleared ILS 27 right, 135 mile final,
Microsoft Flight Simulator scenery.
OS 4072, contact tower 1825.
15, let's get the port system.
Guy probably too far. In reality, you'd be able to see Fisk Avenue a lot better.
4771, reduce your speed to 170, then it's going to maintain 3000.
Later.
Let's go down to 3,000 for 4771.
I turned one early.
Bridge 4714, just going to maintain 3000.
Down 3,000, 47.
Bridge 4714, turn left heading 010.
010 heading 4714.
That's half.
4714, turn left heading 340, that's going to maintain 2100.
340 heading down 2,100, break out 4714.
So that's Fisk Avenue right there.
That 4714, turn left heading 300, that's field side.
Side 300 down the heading 4714.
Up to the quarter.
We got 4714, clear visual approach right 27 right, maintain 107 knots for 5 mile final.
Clear visual approach 27 right, 107 knots for 5 miles, final break yard 4714.
Scenery has all the planes that are here. Park. The air show. I'm gonna aim for that yellow dot. Yeah, good view.
1.5, good night.
5 for 4714.
Oh, missed it. Missed it because I didn't turn my flight recorder on and I turned it on real quick. Oh, that's bad. Thank you. Welcome to Oshkosh AirVenture.
Good evening, American 1998, set of 5.5 for 4,000, present heading, and we're working our way to feedback at 220.
American 1998, approach, good evening. Turn 10 degrees right.
10 to the right,
Go to
American
Vincent Park.
1998.
I know we didn't make our mark. We ended up landing past it and landed a little hard. And this would be our display. Off.
1998, turn right,
Video
heading
heat.
180 to center, maintain 3,000.
Right turn, 180, down to 3,000, American 1998.
That's all right. Welcome to AirVenture. That was a fun little flight. Couple
1998, so maintain 2,100 device fully in sight, 2 o'clock, 10
stakes,
miles.
specifically
2,100
due to
fields
the
in
scenery
sight, American
constraint.
1998.
That was pretty cool scenery here with all the airplanes. I actually had to combine sceneries by going into developer mode and kind of close together so they would overlap. That's why some of it.
American 1998, clear vision, approach right, 27 right.
Clear visual, 27 right, American 1998. Thank you.
All right, so let's take a look at that landing. Let's see. Just missed. Have to check out our springs. At least we didn't bounce. Not too much. Still bounce.
American 1998, contact the tower, 118.5, good night.
To the tower, have
So
a
actually, if you looked at pictures of Oshkosh, there's a lot more planes. The guy probably just couldn't, because you're only allowed a maximum amount of objects and scenery. Probably display all the planes that would be here. turn our plane back on. Cheap way.
Approach Lubbock 4701. We are level 6000.
Free 4701, Roger.
Because it's bugged with flight recorder.
Quick yard 4701, descend and maintain 4000.
4000, we got 4701.
We're going to turn our engines back on. Do a proper replay for the ending.
Pushing 5106, Roger.
Nope.
We got 4701, turn right heading 180, descend and maintain 3000.
3000 heading 180, we got 4701.
There we go. Alright guys, but this has been very fun. I enjoyed doing this, and hopefully everybody had a good time. I thank you very much for watching. Thank you guys for the likes. I love it. And the conversation. So Saturday's live stream, 8 o'clock. Fan pick route. It's Cirrus Vision Jet. Personal single engine jet. We're going to be flying from Allentown Queen City Municipal Airport to Niagara Falls, and we're going to fly over the falls, and it'll be a whole lot of fun. So to see you all you guys there Saturday. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. Lots of stuff much like this. Also, next Wednesday afternoon, I'm going to be doing a complete tutorials live stream of the Boeing 777. I tried to do some tutorial videos, and I think it'll be better if I do question and answer live stream. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel, and lots of stuff coming up. So again, thanks for watching. Clear skies, smooth landings. On to the next one. See ya.
Target 805, Roger.